This tutorial is all about corner units and how to design with them in KCD. Now there's quite a bit to cover, so I'm going to go fairly quickly, but on this room number one we have some L-shaped corner shelves, and if I toggle through the different rooms, the next room we have what are called pie corners, or also known as 45 corner shelves, and also radius corner shelves. Now just keep in mind, when designing with radius or the pie corner shelves, that both the left length and the right length have to be the same. So there's no give on that. They need to be the same, and the depths of the unit have to be the same as well. So if we go back to room number one here, the L corner shelves offer a huge amount of flexibility because the left length and the right length can be different sizes, and also the left depth and the right depth can be different. So just keep that in mind. Now, when designing with a corner shelf, it's important to know what wall that the unit is associated with. So if you just click once on unit number one, you can see that that back wall is still highlighted. If I highlight this wall here and click on number two, the back wall will highlight. So that tells me that unit number one and number two are both associated with this back wall. And that's usually how you would design. In a design like this, where you have a right-hand corner unit and a left-hand corner unit, I would start with those first and associate the gables with those units. I usually find that's easier. And then I would fill in the middle section with whatever units you want to put in there. If we double click on unit number one, we can see that KCD does recognize that it's a left corner because it's associated with this back wall and it's on the left corner. And if I double click on unit number two, then it says it's a right corner and it's associated again with that back wall and it's on the right. So we know that that's all correct. Now let's take a closer look at the measurements. Knowing this is a left corner unit and the one on the right is called a right corner unit, the left and right length measurements are different when both of these units are associated with the same wall. On unit number one, the 30 3/4 is what we call the right length, and on unit two, it's called the left length. So the measurements along the back wall are reversed to what the unit itself is called. The left unit along the back wall measurement is called the right length, and the right unit along the back wall is called the left length. Confused yet? Well, just keep following along. These measurements that are coming out from the back of the wall will be the left and right lengths respectively, which are both 24 3/4. Now, why is that important? Well, I'm going to show you why that's pretty critical in a minute here. But let's just take a quick look at the elevation view. Just take note that it's 30 3/4 for one on the right length and 36 3/4 for the left length of unit number two. When we go to elevation view, you see the first measurement on unit number one measures the depth of the gable, which is 14, and the open space is 16, so 14 and 16 is 30, plus the gable thickness would be the 3/4. So that's your 30 3/4 for that unit. For unit number two, we see the open space is 22 inches. The gable is 14, that's 36 inches, plus the gable is 36 3/4. Now, I'm just going to go back to the top view, and I've already imported this to our online ordering system, and just don't worry about the price because this is all overinflated. But when they first import into our online ordering system, KCD is unable to, at this point, to send all of the information that we need. We are working with KCD, and hopefully this will change in the near future, but for now we need to manipulate this. And all corner shelves will come in, and the left depth and right depth will be missing. Now I've already gone ahead and changed all of these, but the first one I didn't, so it's going to be on select, and you're going to need to change that depth for to price. If you go to save this job while you have some zero values, you'll get a warning saying, hey, be careful, you've got some zero values, and that's not going to work very good. You will not actually able to submit any orders if there's zero values on any of the products, but it will let you save it. You can actually continue and save it, but you'll get this highlighted zero here. So let's go ahead and change those to 14. Whoops, over here to 14. And now it prices, and everything is working properly there. Now, let's just quickly jump back to this room 1 top view. This right-hand unit is what we call a right corner. And the way it's working, everything will import, all of the corner shelves will import as if they are a right unit, which means that the left length and the right length will import accordingly. So if we look at this L-shaped shelf here, here we have the 30-inch on the left and 24 on the right, and 36 on the left and 24 on the right. And the very last one, I'm going to show you that one in a second. You can see that it's reversed. It's 24 on the left and 30 on the right. So why did I do that? Well, if we jump back here and if we go to room number 4, it looks exactly the same as room number 1. This unit number 7 is a right corner, but this unit number 8, if we click on it, it's actually associated with the left wall. And by associating it with the left wall, the numbers will actually import correctly as far as the left length and the right length. However, the rail notches will be different, because if we did a left or right rail notch, they would be here on unit number 7 and they'll be here on unit number 8. So how could we correct that? Well, let's jump back over here, and this last line here is that unit in room number 4 where the numbers came in so differently. So the left length is 24 and the right length is 30. That's actually correct. If you wanted to have the notches to come out the way that you want it, you would have to copy this and delete the ones that you don't need, and delete this one. And then you'd have to deal with this and change this from a right corner to a left corner. And if you did that, then it would change the notch on this unit number 8 from this side to this side, to the left side. And then it would work. So that's one way to deal with this. But the other way to deal with this, let's pop back to room number 1, and if we go to the elevation view, you can see that we have a top, middle, and bottom fixed shelves. So there's 3 fixed shelves for both units. So I have a few more shelves because of the way I imported it. But let's go up to the corner fixed shelves, and if I have 3 and 3 is what it should be, it would import like this, so that we have 30 inches on the left, 24 on the right for the first line, and 36 on the left and 24. So we know that that 36 one is a right unit, and it's got a right notch, and that's perfect. So how would we fix that for the left unit? Well, the other way to do it, besides associating it with the left wall, is to make a copy. And so now we have a copy of that. And we know that it's the 30-inch one that's incorrect, so we're going to delete that one and leave this 36-inch on the left as a right unit. And then we're going to delete the 36 on the copy, and we're going to change manually the sides. So that's 24 and that's 30, and then we can change the notch to the left side, and then that will work out perfectly. And that's what you would have to do to adjust for the left corner units. And I hope this helps.